Hey everyone, my name's Kristen and welcome to my cathedral garden. If you are new here, I am so excited that you're here. I am a former elementary education major who is now a homeschooling mama to 4 kids. I have a kid in 4th grade, a kid in 2nd grade, a kid in kindergarten, and then a 3-year-old just running around and just kind of mixing things up. And today I wanted to just tell you what I decided to pull into our March morning menus. So stick around. Okay, morning menus. If you don't know what those are, I made a video kind of outlining what we do and why we do it, and I'm gonna link that up here in a card up above me, and you can go and check that out if you want to know more, just a little bit more about why we do what we do. But morning menus, it is just a way for me to get the most important things out of the way. First thing, a quick synopsis is when we first started this homeschooling journey, I knew I wanted to do the good and the beautiful things like poetry and scripture study and Bible study and hymn study and all those things. And we would start our day and I would say, I'll do those at the end. I'll do those at the end of the day. But by the end of the day, I was wiped out. I did not want to be doing those things. And so I knew that that was a big part of why we were homeschooling. And one of the things I really wanted to just get into my kids' hearts. And so I said, okay, we've got to switch it. And I believe the idea came originally from Elsie over at Farmhouse Schoolhouse on Instagram. And I loved what she said is that these just became a way for them to look at stuff and for it not to get dirty. And so they would look at some things like at the breakfast table or maybe while they were doing art or something like that. And it was just a way to protect papers. And so this is just a restaurant menu that I have put things inside of, and we do these, our morning menus, every morning at the breakfast table together. So we'll come all together, get our breakfast, sit down and start. And so this is what is in our morning menus for March. And I just, every month, find things that need to be switched out and switch them out, and then put those in, and we are good to go for the month. And it's really kind of a neat way to mark the changing of the month and to be able to memorize different things. So let's go ahead and dive in. So we are going to keep this, like I said, all year round. This is just our motto verse for our school and for this year for sure, and maybe just for the years to come. But it is Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure. So everybody has one of these, and we go through that every day. In fact, I let my 3-year-old start us all off, and she really likes that because she has it memorized as well. Then we added in another verse this past month in February, and it was 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8. So technically we added in 4 verses. So this is not changing this month. We're keeping this in here because we are still working on committing this to memory. So that is going to be the verse that we keep reciting and talking about in March, and maybe further. I just like to, for some things, I like to keep them until we got them. So that is not changing this month. Then next we have our hymn, and this is the hymn for March for 2021 from Happy Hymnody. I've talked about them before, probably in every video that I've done about March menus. I will link their website down below, but it is free and it's just a sweet little community, so be sure to follow them. Let's see. So it is Come Thou Almighty King, and this is just a printout from their website. I printed out, and that is what we go off of. Some people play it themselves on a piano. I don't know how to read music or do anything like that, and so I find it normally on Spotify, and we will sing it every morning. At the beginning of the month, I have found that if I play it as they are eating, so technically they're not singing it, but if they don't know the song necessarily yet, then playing it while they're eating kind of discourages them from talking, and they can listen to it a little bit better. And then maybe towards the end of the month, I will play it at a time when they don't quite have their mouths as full. So that is our hymn for the month from Happy Hymnody. And then moving on, we switched up our poem. So I try to have a new poem every month. Poetry was not something I was really well versed in. I'm still not. We did study it some, but not a whole lot, and I just didn't read poetry, obviously, just for fun. And I just want my kids to have, you know, these things that they have heard and hidden away, so I try to switch it out every month. This month's is The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost, and I know that this is kind of a very well-known poem and all that good stuff, but it was one of the first poems I remember really just making me ponder something, and I believe I was in 4th grade, which is how old my oldest is, and I knew I wanted to get to this poem at some point this year, and so I'm really excited to just talk with them about that and what they think it means, and just kind of introduce them to something that is, especially as a kid, so meaty. When you have your whole life right in front of you, like, and you begin to think, what am I gonna do? Who am I gonna be? Like, this is just a cool thing. So I'm excited about introducing that poem to them. And like I said, these just, I mean, we flip through. So that's our poem. Okay, and then we have our March questions. These are our catechism questions, and if those answers look long, that's because they are this month. We are talking about what is the law of God stated in the 10 Commandments. That is a question we are on for this week. And so we do one question per week. And I use New City Catechism. They have an app. They have a bunch of other stuff, but such as books and cards and things like that. But their app is completely free. So that is what I like to do. And they also have, I know I've shown y'all this before, but they also have a song and commentary all on the bottom, as well as, I don't know if it's gonna focus or not, probably not, as well as the questions and answers. So we use that, and the songs really, really help my kids to be able to memorize and remember what we're learning about. I'm not sure if we might have to spend a couple weeks on these or not. So, or like maybe a couple months just learning them all, because like I said, we do one question per week. So every day, for this week, we will talk about question 1. What is the law of God stated in the 10 Commandments? So we'll ask the question, we'll say the answer, we'll sing the song, and then I'll talk about a little bit. I'll just read part of the commentary and find a good stopping point, and that's it for that day. And then the next day I'll pick up where I left off. So we'll see if we get all of these memorized. They can do it, I know, but I also don't want to move too fast. So those are our March questions. And then we come to what has turned out to be one of my kids' favorite times. This was a calendar timesheet made over by Nina from at Nina Farm. She's one of my good friends, and we had been talking back and forth about what we wanted and like what we had and what we liked about it, but what we would like to tweak. And so she just did this kind of as a dry run practice thing to see would it work. And our kids have really, really liked it, and so I'm gonna be excited about maybe talking with her and hopefully getting that available in some way, form, or fashion. There are a couple of things that I might would add or switch around, but this has worked really well. So we just take a dry erase marker and we talk about the months of the year. And if you've watched my calendar time video, I'll link that up here too. We have songs for like months of the year, the days of the week, all kinds of stuff. And so I still sing those songs, and I have them just like drop box around which month it is. We write in our dates. We talk about what day we're writing the date under. We'll sing our song for days of the week, the weather, and then down here in this little section, I also have my bigger kids that can write, fill in the date. So they have to write out the date each day, March 1st, 2021. Then I have my big boys do it even more abbreviated than that with the 3-1-21. And it's just good practice because as homeschool kids, we don't necessarily, my kids don't have to date their papers maybe like you would have to do if you were in a traditional school setting. So this is a good way to have them practice writing their dates, even if they're not writing it on each paper. So this has actually gone really well, and I would love to just talk to her, be able to offer that to y'all sometime soon. And then of course at the very back we still have our Charlotte Mason motto, which is I am, I can, I ought, I will. We have these memorized and we say them. So that is it for what is inside of our menus, our morning menus for March. And then if we have enough time and all that good stuff, I really do like to go through the morning exercises for all the year. I got this idea as a resource from Abby over at Rooted and Rest, and I really like it. If you don't know, it goes like September through May, I believe, and every day there's a little reading, and it has, if someone important was born on that day or died on that day, it has that date in there, and maybe even an excerpt excuse me goodness, it has maybe even an excerpt from them or from a speech they wrote or something. So for instance, on George Washington's birthday, there was a thing written from George Washington on that day. But we have really enjoyed this. And then I have also been using different Christmas cards. So I kept our Christmas cards, and I'm sure you've probably heard of this. But each week we pull out somebody's Christmas card and we spend that week praying for that particular family. And if I know them well enough, towards the end of the week, I will text them and say, hey, this is what we're doing. And me and my kids are praying for you. Is there anything specific you would like us to pray about? Just know that somebody's thinking of you. And that has been just a really neat ministry that I've honestly always wanted to do. But I've never really, I've just never implemented it until this semester, and it's been great. So those are just what we do. Our morning time is, I would say short. It's shorter than some, I know for sure, because we have littles still that cannot sit still that long. So it's short, sweet, not a whole lot. And as I said, sometimes we get to this. Sometimes if I can tell if people are done, we move on. But it has just been a really sweet, precious time for sure. And I always tell my kids, this is the most important thing we'll do. This is what I want to talk to y'all about. This is what I want to teach you more than anything else. And it's so true. This is what I want to get into their hearts, because I can give them all the knowledge in the world, but I really want to reach their sweet little hearts. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I just wanted to tell y'all that I was thinking the other day about those of you who subscribe to my channel and who comment and just engage, and just I was thinking about how grateful I was for y'all and what it really means, and how just I'm thankful for the little community that's here, and I'm thankful for the growth, honestly, that you guys have provided for my channel. It is slow and steady, and I love that. I'm just grateful, so grateful for those of you who have taken the time and hit the subscribe button. Especially that really helps our channels, that those of us who are smaller, more than you know. And so if I could give you all a virtual hug, like, I would do it, because it means so very much. So thank you so much. If you don't mind, and if you like what you see here, hitting that subscribe button, it really helps so much. It does. And then if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to be notified every time we upload something new and have a new video coming, if you hit the little notification bell, that will do it as well. All right, until next time, bye guys.